Welcome back to Fantasy Football Today. I'm Jamie. That's Dave. That's Heath. We're looking at the wide receivers off the waiver wire after some strong Week 1 performances. So Mike Williams, we thought he had a chance to be good. The injuries in the preseason sort of dampened that expectation a little bit. But oh my God, Week 1, he was awesome. 12 targets. Just looked like a potential superstar receiver for the Chargers. Second in targets behind only Keenan Allen. But great to see Justin Herbert leaning on him. Sterling Shepard's now scored a touchdown in 3 straight games going back to last season. Leading Giants receiver in catches, yards, and targets. Cole Beasley had another big game for the Bills. Tim Patrick, we told you, stepping up in place of the injured Jerry Jeudy. And then it's a little bit of a mess after these guys, after those top 4. But I think those top 4 certainly have some potential long-term appeal for the most part. Tim Patrick having a little bit of a short-term appeal depending on how long Jerry Jeudy is out. So let's talk about Mike Williams. Heath, he's been a guy that you've been excited about for a long time. And, you know, I know we said in August injuries can lower the value for some guys, but if you have a strong feeling about them, it could really just help their value. And so far for Week 1, that seems to be the case for Mike Williams, who on Monday's show you said could be a top 25 receiver moving forward.
I just love the fact that they talked this offseason about how they were going to use him more, and they went out and did it Week 1. I care a lot more about new usage patterns when it's a new coaching staff, and that's what we got here. I'm a little bit concerned about Austin Eckler's target share, but I do think that Williams can be a 20-22% target share guy. That's going to make him a starting wide receiver. He is in a tier of his own for me here in wide receiver waiver wire.
And gets Dallas this week, which is just a dream scenario. So hopefully he comes out, doesn't get Trevon Diggs, but could still have a big game looking at what he did in Week 1. Dave, for Sterling Shepard, they bring in Kenny Golladay. They draft Kadarius Toney. I was surprised, actually, Shepard's roster percentage was not a little bit higher than this because we had been talking him up in the preseason as potentially the best Giants, maybe player, not necessarily the case with Saquon Barkley on the team, but in terms of the receiving core, he's been healthy. He's got the rapport with Daniel Jones, and it showed in Week 1.
And he's got the targets to go along with it, and he's got an easy role in this offense. I was going to say that it's a difficult matchup against Washington, but look what Keenan Allen and Mike Williams just did against the football team. After that, he's got Atlanta. That's an awesome matchup. And the reality is that the Giants aren't going to be in many games where they're playing with the lead in the second half and they're feeding Saquon Barkley. They're going to be in a lot of competitive matchups or playing from behind. That's perfect for Sterling Shepard. He is an absolute must-add in PPR.
And for Beasley, look, it's you know what you're getting from him. He's going to be much better in PPR than non-PPR, but they bring in Emmanuel Sanders. We thought there'd be a little bit more for Gabriel Davis. Davis did score in that game in Week 1, but still we're looking at a situation where second on the team in targets behind Stephon Diggs. They didn't have a great game throwing the ball as a whole, but still, you know what you're getting for Beasley. If he's getting anything north of 15 PPR points, should absolutely be added in a potential starter moving forward as long as that's the case for him. Want more of the Fantasy Football Today podcast and nonstop year-round fantasy advice? It's simple. Hit the subscribe button and hang with us all throughout the year.